Tell me everything's okay if I believe. Will you go away? I try to break you, but I always lose. The one thing I hate it, but I hold on to my curse. No matter what I do, the habit always finds me. The habit always finds me. I crawl through dirt to take the hurt. Life on the line just to prove my worth. But it's all a game just to keep me hanging on your every word. So lie to me, tell me everything's okay if I believe. Will you go away? I try to break you, but I always lose. The one thing I hate it, but I hold on to my curse. No matter what I do, the habit always finds me. The habit always finds me. I try to break you, but I always lose. The one thing I hate it, but I hold on to my curse. No matter what I do, the habit always finds me. The habit always finds me. I think you're spending all your time bringing us down. You think that you drove us right into the ground. And here we are again, pushed back up against the edge. I think this isn't over. We are the darkness, and there's nothing that can keep us away.
Welcome everybody to another wonderful night of super speedway plate track racing in these wonderful NASCAR trucks. We're live with the HCK Beagles Superspeedway series, and they're here at Daytona. I know Monza's called the Kingdom of Speed, but you know, here in the U.S., this is the pinnacle of speed. I am your host, Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, we're in for another fantastic race here today.
You ain't kidding, man. This HCK Beagles League has been awesome. And here we are again at the most iconic track, arguably, in the United States, Daytona Motor Speedway. So, Daytona International Speedway. So, for 2.5 mile high bank track, a little bit narrow, especially coming out of 4, getting into the tri-oval. these drivers are going to do their best, kind of stay out of each other's way. But you can't get too far away from anybody because that draft is really important here, especially with these trucks.
And down there on pit road, who finally manages to figure out how to unlock himself out of his car, we got Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, man, I know you like some carnage in these super speedways. Man, they give you a lot of that.
Yeah, hey man, I think we're going to see some. I was doing a little research. There's a little behind the scenes I'd like to tell y'all. But I think there's a new kind of draft model with these trucks, and I don't think these guys have run with that draft model before, so it could make it a little interesting. Normally these guys are super clean, and especially for super speedway racing, but there's always one or two incidents, of course, because that's going to happen. But that'll be something to keep an eye on, I think. Mr. Brown, I did do my homework.
Well, that's very good, and we do have to say a special thanks to Paints by Special Ed. He's you can check him out on Trading Paints. A lot of these guys are running paints by him. That is by Mr. Eddie Murray here in this league, and fantastic for him to kind of put forth some little bit of extra to get these guys rolling. So big thank you to him. As we see here, people starting to go through our qualifying, and we'll kind of give you a quick little rundown on what to expect here today. As Mr. English said, high banked 2.5 mile track here today, and I mean, kind of the tricky part there is in that tri-oval area, but these guys have run this track quite a few times already, so I don't expect to see too much of an issue there. So beautiful night here in Florida. Not expecting any rain. Good cool temperature under the lights here, and our key to the race today is going to be relying on that pit strategy. These guys do run in kind of like a team atmosphere, so when it comes times for pits, you don't want to be pitting alone, especially under green flag. You got to be pitting with a partner.
Yeah, if you get in trouble and have to pit on your own, good luck, buddy, because the rest of the pack's going to run you down from behind, because when you're by yourself, it's no bueno out there in these trucks.
Yeah, you kind of want to dance with the one that brought you, And there is a team concept here, and we also have a leaderboard that we'd like to take a look at some point. And these guys this is a season, they're going to try to win this thing, so every position out there on the track counts.
We are slowly making our way through qualifying here. Drivers reaching top speeds of 180 miles an hour on their own, so we're going to see upwards of 200 when this thing gets going. And we'll have to do a crank it up, because man, I always love how these things sound once when they all get going into a big old pack and everything's humming along all together as one. As we take a look here, as Henry Wyndham is putting in a couple of times here, just finishing up, currently sitting there in 11th. Doesn't look like he will be improving. Austin Johnson also just finishing up here. Joshua Moore, we've seen him, he's been helping out his teammates a whole lot here on that Dr. Pepper race team, but at some point he's got to start thinking for himself a little bit and try to get a win for himself.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm looking at Stone Hutchison. He's driving a Skull Bandit looking car, pretty sweet paint job, and I know he's got a lot of fans out there as he's completing his second lap, it looks like, for qualifying.
Yeah, Adam, you know a little bit better than us about these guys. Run a clean league, and they do so because they have policies in place to kind of help keep these guys from smashing into each other too much. And I believe one of them was about the side drafting in the turns. And you got any more info on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's frowned upon here. You get on double secret probation doing something like that and cause an accident. Yeah, so you cause an accident, your first warning is going to be an EOL. Second time, you're going to get black flagged under green, and then third time, you're going to be removed from the race. So they don't put up with shenanigans here. and we've noticed it's kept it fairly clean. Now they do give you 3 fast repairs and it's fixed setups, and iRacing does throw the cautions, but I think it's a pretty good model to go by, especially in a league that you're trying to grow. And I think these guys are looking forward to kind of bigger and newer things as they progress in the future. HCK Beagles Racing.
Yeah, just like clockwork, Stone Hutchins fans are already on YouTube saying, "Let's go, Stone. Give the number 8 a dip in the wall, Stone." And Colin Forrester also on YouTube saying, "Hopefully this is a clean race." Well, Colin, they run nothing but clean races so far in this league, this Super Speedway series. So hopefully, if tonight follows the trend, we're in for some good, fun to watch racing.
Yeah, and last week, kind of like an outlier, iRacing Super Speedway is such a tricky track. I mean, just in general, you could run it all out there on your own, and it would still be a little bit of a mess. And these guys did not too bad there, and we saw a fantastic finish there at the end. And as we see here, Joshua Moore still just kind of maybe getting some warm up in, or just finishing up his attempts. And man, like we said about the standings too, things after last week have changed. Kevin Winker's still your leader, but the gap has closed. I believe last week it was a double-digit lead. It's now come down to 6 points because he didn't finish the way he would have liked. But you also got Cody Staten, Austin Johnson, Tim Rivers, Brandon Eastman. They're all right there, just ready to pounce on an opportunity.
Yeah, and anything can happen in these super speedway leagues. I mean, what's the saying, Adam? From chump to champ and vice versa.
Yeah, chump to champ, champ to chump. That's what this kind of racing's all about. And I think it levels the playing field for guys that may not be that as skilled, or maybe as have as much use of the iRacing genre. This kind of levels it out. You can be kind of a mediocre guy and end up in first place. I know you've done that, Alan. And
yeah, I did.
I consider you mediocre.
Oh yeah, it's barely. But yeah, it is the great equalizer. A big track like this, because like we talk about these trucks a lot about punching a big hole in the air, and they're so super drafty that you get within a second and 2/10 or something of the car in front of you, you're going to start feeling that draft, and it's going to tow you up to them. So it's kind of hard to get left behind unless enough cars get together and they got a bigger group than you got. I'm curious to see if that outside line's going to have anything to do with the racing tonight. If we're going to be all on the inside, or we're going to get some high lines developing. Hopefully so.
Yeah, I think so. And it was a minute early, Brown, but I think they advanced the session.
Yeah, they just
Hey, it looks like it. And
ready to race.
I will say, someone who is probably going to try to make that outside line work. That's your current leader. That's Kevin Winker. So I'm sure we're going to see him try to work something around on that far outside lane. As these guys start to take the grid, let's go through where your favorite driver is going to be starting here today. You got Joshua Moore winning pole position, with Tim Rivers going to be starting it right there on his outside. Barry Robb showing up here in that 408, starting up here in third, with Brandon Eastman going to be starting here in fourth. Cody Staten is going to be starting in fifth, with Austin Johnson starting here in sixth. Brad will be here starting in seventh, with Eric Stoy starting in eighth. Zachary Staten will be starting ninth, in that 4-car of Stumpy will be rounding out your top 10.
You just mentioned the 42 of Kevin Winker, and how he's been pretty dominant so far this season. He's starting back in the 11th spot, but keep in mind, folks, he's not even a tenth of a second slower in the qualifying than the 51 of Josh Moore. So just keep that in mind. I mean, he's got nothing but time here to make up during this 55 lap race. So Kevin Winker starting in 11th. The 28 of Henry Wyndham starting in 12th place. The 69 of Little Rimmer, Greg Turner starting in 13th. The 18 of Owen Altabello in 14th place. And rounding out your top 15, the 90 of Brad Mashburn.
Brad Mashburn, I like his paint. Then next you got the 45 of Michael Reynolds. I'm sorry about that. I always screw that one up. 16th, Derek Puckett, the number 8 car, 17th. Andrew Hansley, the 4th, 18. Big Stone Hutchinson in the 10 car, a big fan club. He's driving that Skull Bandit car, 19th. And my favorite guy in this league, Eddie Murray, number 33, Baltimore Orioles, in 20th.
Speaking of Eddie Murray, he just chimed in on Facebook saying, how about them special ed paints? And we sure appreciate you, Ed. Thanks for supporting this league by painting some cars and putting your Trading Paints brand out there. If you guys want a car painted, make sure and get on Trading Paints and send Eddie Murray a message, and he'll get back with you on it. But yeah, thanks a lot, Ed. We appreciate you.
As the pace truck gathers these cars all up, stack them up on this back straightaway, getting ready to get going green. There is 55 laps here tonight, and man, they're going to be 55 action-packed laps. As you know, we're just expecting nothing but the best out of these guys, and you know, I know these guys are also expecting nothing but the best out of each other. Going through turns 3 and 4, just getting ready to take to this green flag. Joshua Moore, no stranger to being out in front. Same with Tim Rivers, going to be kind of taking this green flag together here. And man, we're in for a good one. Pace truck's going to be peeling off here any second, as these guys are rearing to go. The flagman is ready. These fans are ready. We're ready. Green flag's waving, and away we go. Nice 2-wide racing to start off as we send it off on down through that tri-oval down into turn number 1, and we're going to be 2 wide for a little bit here, I'm going to say. You know, it's wide enough to run 2 wide. Maybe later on we'll see a little bit of 3 wide. You see Joshua Moore getting a little bit of a better start there over Tim Rivers, but that bottom line's taking a little bit to get all gathered up, and they are gathering a big move of momentum. You got the 46 of Tim Rivers, 39 of Brandon Eastman, and the 12 of Austin Johnson, all pushing their way through to the front. Looks like the 46 is going to dive down low. You also got, I think that's the 20 of Eric Stoy working his way up there. Man, that top line got a massive run here at the start.
Eric Story, one of them guys that's got a really cool 9/11 tribute paint. Thanks to y'all that are on YouTube commenting. Got a couple guys pulling for the 51 and a couple people pulling against them. Stone Hutchinson, of course, got his fans on there. Appreciate all you guys chiming in.
Yeah, we're not ready for y'all to fight just yet. Let's argue a little bit later in this race, but so far clean as usual. Double file, really good racing. They're looking like the new update hadn't really affected them at this point.
Carol Hansley on Facebook pulling for Andrew again in that 24 car. Thanks, Carol.
As we can see, the 12 of Austin Johnson trying to push with all his might. Brandon Eastman up there on that top line, but looks like that bottom line manages to finally get back together, and Tim Rivers is going to kind of lead the charge down there on that one. You know, we haven't really left 2 wide racing. The lines have kept it together pretty well. We see a little bit of a snaking down that straightaway, but you know, a little bit of that isn't too bad as long as you're not right on that bumper of somebody in these corners.
One of the great things about this league too is a lot of leagues love huge car counts, and yeah, it makes for exciting races, but it also makes for quite a few cautions, especially at these extreme tracks, you know, short tracks and super speedways. So this 20-car field we have today is just about perfect for a track of this size, I think. What do you think about it, Adam?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you could add a few more, but they seem to make the best out of it. Andrew Hansley and, you know, Michael Reynolds and they're all just hanging in the back there, but they're still with the lead lap. I think that's a smart move at this point because, hey, if something happens in front of you, you're going to have plenty of time to slow down.
Now,
So-
just look at the gap here by Bay Area Rob. He got a little loose and was able to hang on to it. Excuse me. And a little bit of a gap formed between him and the car in front of him, but man, he's sucked up, and I mean, he probably was running some of the fastest, miles per hour out there as that massive hole that those cars in front of him were punching just sucked him right on up.
You can get huge runs here, and sometimes we do see that here with this league where you'll get somebody gets a really huge run, and instead of pulling up and getting out of the gas and get behind the truck in front of them, they might just decide to make a third lane. But these guys are pretty cautious. They're not ready to do that quite yet.
As the 46 sees a small window of opportunity moving up to that top lane, I don't know if it's going to help him or hurt him, but I'm thinking he's betting on that top line, making a big run up to the front once again. Looks like if he wanted it, he could have dropped back down, but he will not. He will stay on that outside, trying to lead that charge a little bit. And they're slowly inching their way forward, but Brandon Eastman still sitting there up at the top, number one.
Yeah, he's got a good pusher behind him, and Tim Rivers has got a pusher behind him too. It's starting to even up front, Adam.
Yeah, you see those two. They both have the Dr. Pepper logo on their car, so you think they got a little up their sleeve.
Dr. Pepper Racing.
But Brandon Eastman, I think it's WC Farms car. He's having a good run here, but woo, Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper boys are coming.
Now, looks like that 46 was able to get that run, but it stalled out here coming into this corner. And I mean, you can see the 12 pushing Brandon with everything he's got. I mean, we're only 6 laps into this. We're starting lap 7 right now, and these guys are definitely leaving it all out there just from the get-go.
Who's on the move in 10th place? The number 10 car, Stone Hutchinson. He's up, I'm showing 9 spots right now. So Stone with a heck of a run here early.
Yeah, I got the 46 able to finally get that big run he wanted, so he's going to drop down right in front of Brandon Eastman, but that's going to leave Joshua Moore and some people. Oh, as we get a little squirrely down there on that bottom line.
Yeah,
Like a zipper up front.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but now he's tucked in behind his.
Dr. Pepper Boys found some teammates. That's, I think, what the strategy there was.
Well, he almost wiped his teammate out. I don't know what he was doing, but it worked.
A good spotter, I guess.
Yeah, and you look at these guys. I mean, they're keeping really good lines, really clean racing, and in some of this super speedway racing, you tend to see some guys, squiggling along and not able to hold the line. But most of these guys looks like it's just really clean lines.
They may not have a ton of drivers in this series, but I think they have the right drivers. I mean that sincerely. I mean, these guys have raced extremely clean, and they know what they're doing. They can, like you said, they can hold a line. So, looking forward to the rest of the season. Wow, this has been a lot of fun to watch.
And I mean, you mentioned the rest of the season. That thing is that's coming to a close. We only have a few weeks left. The season ends on October 5th. So these guys, after this one, only have 3 more races to go.
10 race season. This is number 7. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for next season they have some surprises in store for everyone. But
We're looking forward to that.
yeah, no, they're just. I love these trucks. They're just. I think they're fun to drive, fairly easy to drive, and kind of equal playing field with the trucks.
Now let's hop into the cockpit of someone kind of right here in the middle of this pack. That's the 15 of Cody Staten, and you can just see how man, these guys, they're not far apart, folks. These guys are pretty darn close.
Yeah, that's enough to make you nervous. I guess it's a lot easier in VR to kind of see how far away you are from the car in front of you and the car beside you, but man, they're going so fast. If something happens right there in front of that San Francisco 49ers truck right in front of them, There's no way he'll be able to check up in time.
And you can see sitting right behind him, he's got his family member and teammate. You got Zachary Staten sitting right there behind him. So it looks like these guys are laying back a little early here, as looks like we got some more action going on up here at the front and behind, as we see people bobbing up and down, trying to pick the lane that they want and thinking that will get them up to the front. But right now, Joshua Moore, Tim Rivers currently leading this thing off and around.
Yeah, Stone got a little squirrely there, but he held it, and yeah, he's still moving on up, so no effect for him.
Ooh, as the 39 slides up the track, is going to try to push that top line. That's going to give Eric Stoy the temporary lead here, but that did stall out. But yeah, so got that 39, Brandon Eastman. He's not sitting still here either.
Yeah, either is Henry Wyndham in the 28 big red truck. That's a good-looking paint job, too.
Yeah, Nate Hughes is liking the paints tonight. He said that 49ers car is sick. And also, he said, I guess the Stone Hutchinson number 10 truck kind of tickled him just right. He said, I might have to pop a dip in now. That number 10 Skoll truck moving up. Here comes the 42 down. Decided to get in front of Staten here.
Gregory Turner's in the wall a little bit. He's holding it.
Hold it, little Rimmer. Hold it.
Oh, it looks like he got hit in the rear end there a little bit and slowed him down.
Oh, and it looks like, who is that, Andrew? Oh, as we got contact going on down low, as people were kind of blinking around, we got ourselves a caution.
Yeah, and all that was started with Gregory Turner. Unfortunately, he kind of lost it, hit the wall. He held it onto the wall, and then, just some guys behind him,
We'll have to go back and take a kind of full re-look at that. He did a okay job there, keeping it off of people, but you can see, I think, is that the 33 of Eddie Murray just getting loose and down on that apron and not being able to come back up, and man, big time wreck.
69 come down on him, I think, there, and kind of got him loose. And
yeah, it was a racing incident. There was no ill intent. I mean, I wish there was, because that's what I like, but no, it happens.
I love the drama, yeah.
No, there was nothing to that. And they got fast repairs. Hopefully they can get that fixed and get right back out there, no problems.
That's what Connor Harrell said. He said, retaliation, I'd love to see that,
I like Connor. What's his name? Harrell? I like this guy.
Connor Harrell, yeah.
Yeah, we'd get along. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything coming back for that. It's just a plain old accident.
And
Amy Turner and Greg Turner were both pulling for the 39 of Brandon Eastman on Facebook tonight. Go ahead, Brown. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and that's why, we got those fast repairs in here tonight, just in case, something happens and doesn't ruin everybody's race.
Do you come down and get tires to top off with fuel even if you're running in the top? Or you just stay out and see what happens? I mean, these guys don't get many cautions. I mean, I'd be trying to maybe take advantage.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't think you're going to make it to the end here if it goes green. I think they would still have to pit one more time. But this definitely kind of closes that, as Joshua staying out, but Tim Rivers is kind of leading a little bit of a tiny pack here coming down. So we got about a 50-50 staying out and 50-50 coming down.
Yeah, I think you need fuel at a minimum. I don't know about tires. I think you're good on tires. But definitely get a splash of that Sunoco Go-Go juice and get it on down the road.
But yeah,
we should be able to tell who gets tires and who doesn't right here.
Yeah, so Tim Rivers having a very quick pit stop. I don't think he took any tires, and looks like everyone else is having a full pit service. So I believe just fuel for Tim Rivers. As
yeah, let's see if that pays off for him.
Put him right behind Rowdy Puckett, who did not pit. Up 8 positions. Stone's up 13 now in 6th. Looks like everybody else getting full service, huh? Andrew Hansley must have had a problem hitting his pit box or something and took a little bit of extra time.
I think Gregory Turner and Eddie Murray might have had the tow as well, because they're just sitting there, unfortunately.
You may be right. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you got a quick repair. If you have to tow, it's still going to cost you a little bit of time. It looks like the 18 of Owen Altobello may have manually disconnected, it looks like. Just too much for him tonight, I guess. We don't have them days.
Internet. I mean,
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, these computers, it's a simulation, not a game. But the computer sometimes has to work harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter. You know, we found that out.
Yeah. Or even Annabelle Peaches. I mean,
Yeah, they work hard together.
yeah.
Kind of like a team shake and bake deal.
Shake and bake. That's right. And I heard some terrible news earlier. I guess right down the street from me there was a dwarf that got pickpocketed. I couldn't believe it. All I could think of to myself was, you know, how could someone stoop so low, you know? Anyway,
Okay.
he's in my
Wow.
thoughts today.
So is Norm MacDonald, the real comedian. R.I.P. to him.
Oh, he did die today, didn't he? Yeah, rest in peace, Norm. That cat was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was all right. Good, funny guy.
From Toronto, I believe.
Yeah, them Canadians got to be funny. They got nothing else to do up there in the cold tundra.
Man, all I gotta say is you really had to reach for that one.
Which one?
Oh,
Oh God, you're still on his.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Oh,
That
we're
was
still
actually- that was good.
Pun Patrol's going to shut us down, man.
No,
man.
I like this better than the other night. Yeah, we're doing good.
As we get ready to go back to some green flag racing here, we got the 51 of Joshua Moore starting up at the front with that 12 of Austin Johnson starting on his outside. Lights on that pace truck are off, so we're going to be taking this thing back to green flag racing on lap number 16 out of 55, and these laps are ticking down quite a bit. So if you're Kevin Winker, who did not pit this that time, you know, he was kind of looked like he was kind of stuck back there in 10th, but he's slowly going to start moving his way up now as we go back to green flag racing. Big old run from that 51 car to easily kind of extend that lead out. The problem is he's got no help directly behind him, and you got the 42 and the 12 right there together on each other's bumpers. And we've seen, you know, it doesn't take much. It only takes a couple of trucks, and you can get a big run going as here they come on that top line. Little squiggly coming out of turn number 1, but we're back to some massive pack racing.
It looks like Greg Turner Little Rimmer is going to be volunteering to be our race control, since he did get in that accident, or caused that accident there at the start of the yellow flag there. So he's going to be race control tonight, because I guess they had a problem with the guy that was going to do race control, just couldn't get off of work in time. So Little Rimmer, the 69 of Greg Turner, falling on the sword, and going to do race control tonight.
Speaking of champ to chump, last week champ, now he's the chump. So it happens. It's plate track racing.
Still pretty even here. Outside line and inside line. Outside line getting a little bit of a run there with Kevin Winker out front leading that outside line. Wait, that's not him. That's the 12. I'm sorry. Austin Johnson leading that line. 42 pushing, and the 10 of Stone Hutchinson right behind him. They make a lot of tracks, and then momentum just kind of dies out and they fall behind a little bit. So maybe if they can get some help, maybe a few more trucks up there to share that air resistance between, they may be able to get that thing moving.
Oh, as the 12 gets a little loose, I think just having that truck right behind him going into that turn got him a little bit, but he's able to hang on to it. No issues going on whatsoever. I got that 39 still pushing that 51 car on that low line, doing pretty good, but here comes that 12 and the 42. They're trying to get up there. Oh, but
great little piece of side drafting by the 12 too. Was able to slow that 51 up, but not quite enough to make the pass.
I think they drifted out just a little too wide as they entered that corner and lost whatever momentum they had going for them. And Man, you can just see it. You know, these cars don't really like being in the draft that much. I mean, I know it really helps with the speed, but you know, stability-wise, these cars are having a little bit of an issue. As the 39 starts to peek to the outside, the 51 tries to follow and block them, but that is not gonna happen. So the 39 is gonna be leading that charge on that outside line, and look at the run that they're gonna get up there.
Oh my God! Look at the momentum. We might get. Yep, there go the front two down.
And that's gonna
Don't give it up yet, Kevin. Stay there with you. Stone's coming.
Yeah, it seems like in these big tracks, people use that outside line to get inside. Just kind of observation. I've also noticed that, you know, coming out of a turn one, it seems like there's a lot of airflow, and people get a little, you know, little crossways. So that's something to look out for. But these trucks sound amazing running around here.
As the 51 tries to do just about the same thing, try to get that top line to make a massive move. Unfortunately, it stalled out on him, and I know what you were alluding to there, Mr. Turner, and you know, we do have a camera for that, and that would be a crank it up.
Right.
Man, oh man, those things sound great. As we got a little bit of action going on up at the front, Brandon Eastman still leading that bottom line, getting a little squirrely coming off of turn number one there, but they were able to hang on to it. You still have Joshua Moore on that outside trying to get Kevin Winker to give him a big old push there, and Stone, he's still sitting up there, but that bottom line, man, they've been doing some work. Oh, as it looks like the 33 getting a little loose, able to hang on to it, dropping down below that apron for a second. But no one really behind him to cause too much of an issue.
It's another sharp-looking truck, that 33, that Remington paint. I really like that one. And a little update, Little Rimmer told us on Facebook that guess who forgot to turn their fast repair on before he went back to the pits. So it wasn't just so much as falling on his sword. He probably had a ton of time, repair time.
We've seen
might as
that.
well race control. Oh yeah,
We've seen that. That's just part of the deal.
it happens.
You know, I'm watching Michael Granholtz here. He's 17th, but he's just hanging with the pack. Maybe he's just back there avoiding all this mess and like a cat waiting to pounce if something happens.
I mean, we're already only like 4 laps away from being halfway to the end here, so some of these guys might just be biding their time to the later stages of this race to make their big move. As Cody Staten, we saw him drift back to be with his teammate and partner Zachary Staten, but they have now worked their way up. They're both now here in the top 10.
Ada Rowdy Puckett trying to side draft a little bit on that outside line, kind of trying to slow up some momentum. Yeah, if he can kill a couple of momentum on the cars that are back there pushing, maybe he could slow that whole line down a little bit.
And do y'all have any clue of what it is with that outside line? I mean, it always gets a run, and then it just seems like it always falls off. Is there a reason to that, or what do y'all think?
So I heard this story when I say a long time ago, I'm talking 6-7 years. You can run the bottom line. And this is especially big towards like qualifying and whatnot. But you can run the bottom line, and you typically run about 7 miles per hour slower, but 7 seconds faster. It's some weird thing like that. So
It's shorter distance. Yeah.
it's shorter distance around the track, but that outside line, they're not turning the wheel as much, nor are they having to turn off that corner as much. They got a little bit of room that they can drift out just a little bit. Speed is all about reducing the friction, right? And grip is your friend and all that, but when you want speed, you don't want any friction. So keeping that wheel straight as much as possible is what you kind of want to do. And these cars on that outside line, although they're keeping them wheel straight or straighter more than those cars on that bottom line, they got to climb a hill. I mean, those corners are banked, so they're actually literally going up and down a hill. So that's why you see them kind of get a run here on these straightaways, but kind of lose it once when they get into the corner.
That's exactly what happens. Every time the trucks come down the hill and get on a straightaway on the outside, they just get a huge run, and then even in the tri-oval, it's not much of a hill, but as soon as they get to the tri-oval, they start to slow up, and then they start to speed up again coming down, and then they're going to do the same thing on the backstretch, but to a little bit greater degree. That's why the exit out of 2 is so critical. You want to put a little side draft on that inside line, and then get your line of trucks now outside to get a good hard run, so you can maybe duck down in front of them.
And
Wow. I'm sorry, Brown, but look at the big brains on Allen's. Both of y'all, like engineering, physics, math, kind of like racing geniuses, it sounded like there.
And don't do that. That ain't true.
No, that's a good answer. I thought it was a great answer.
Yeah, well, it's a good question, man. It's a hard to answer question that takes a lot of talking to try to get through. But
see here, the 51 just finally kind of breaking through that little bit of a stymie. He's got the room if he wanted to drop, but he will not. He'll stay out there with his teammate, the 42 of Kevin Winker. I've seen Kevin have a little bit of a connection issue here lately, but it seems to have stabilized. So good to see him still up there battling it out. And as he disappears once again, and iRacing doesn't completely do away with the physics when that happens, but unfortunately that's going to leave that 51 kind of without a drafting partner there on that outside. Just for a split second, you can just see how much it hurts.
Joel Moore on YouTube pulling for some Dr. Pepper cars out there. We need some more Dr. Pepper in Victory Lane. A little play on words there. And we got Matthew Hughes, Bad Navy Man, Nate Hughes, Mike Hunt. They're all pulling for Stone Hutchinson again tonight. So watch that 10. He's on the inside line now. It looks like he's making a pretty good run here.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now he's making the right decision. As the Statons move up to that top line, I think they've seen enough and said, we might need a change of the guard up here. Let's go and take this thing. And here they go, just 2 trucks kind of sitting out there by themselves. Really no help behind that 88 of Zachary Staton. Cody Staton's going to lead that charge. So, man, that top line fell apart quick.
Yeah, and don't look now, Rowdy Puckett is right up there with Stone Hutchinson. Both of these guys, big hard chargers as the 33 goes around with a couple of other trucks here.
And that's going to bring out the yellow.
It's Eddie Murray. A lot of damage to the right rear of that truck.
Yeah, he's having a tough race. But, hey, he can still get back in there. It's not the end of the world. It's only our second caution, so... I'm expecting maybe one more with about maybe a lap or 2 to go,
Yeah, it looked like the 32 kind of came up. I'm going to go back to get a little better view of that, see what happens. You can kind of see here the 33. Wonder if he got loose and was trying to save it there, and unfortunately drifted right up into looks like Brad Mashburn and the the Forest Stumpy. So unfortunate for those guys, as it looks like Brad had to tow. So
Well, Stumpy looks like a mosquito truck out there.
And Ed Murray did come over the radio and say, man, hey, that was my fault. Sorry, guys. So
These guys are too nice. I'm tired of the niceness. I'm kidding. These guys they're clean racers, man. I think at the end of the race here, we're going to see a little bit of, fireworks, but that's just plate racing,
And Greg Turner, not to be confused with Gregory Turner, on Facebook, saying he loves that big American flag on that 39. We do too, man. We love that stuff.
We saw some cars pit here on lap 13 under that first caution. I'm expecting to see more cars coming down this time, as we're kind of oh, good lord. As we're going to have like 23 laps to go when this thing goes back green, and even if you pit it on lap 13 just to make sure that you have enough fuel, I think we're going to see it here, that everybody coming down pit road.
Yeah, and Kevin Winker's fiance, Charlie, I think I'm saying her name right, Charlie Anderson, saying, go Kevin Winker. Dang, I almost did it too, Adam.
No, it's Winker, not Winkler. Everybody knows
know.
that. I mean, duh. It's hard. I don't know. It flows off a little. You look at it, it's.
I just can't read. That's
Winkler in my mind, but it's Winker.
Winker in your
life.
heart.
So we got a race coming off of pit road, and it's going to be Brandon Eastman, followed by Cody, and then Derek Rowdy Puckett, Zachary Staten, Austin Johnson, Stone Hutchinson, Joshua Moore, Tim Rivers, Kevin Winker, Eric Stoy, and Brad. That was a big old rush there, kind of there in the middle. Looks like Tim Rivers there. He had a very quick stop. I wonder if he only took 2 tires.
This is his second time that he didn't take full service. So
yeah, he's doing his own thing, and
yep,
we'll see if it pays off. He's kind of stayed where he was before, but it could pay off in the end. I'm not. And I don't think y'all are either. I'm not too big on tires at a track like this. 55 laps. I think you can make the entire race with one set of tires, personally.
yeah, I believe you can. I mean, this track is a little bit different than Talladega and iRacing Superspeedway in that you've got to put a little bit of wheel into it here, especially when you got a truck in front of you taking air off your nose, So, tires maybe a little bit more of a factor here than Dega or ISS, but
what about two
I think you
right
can
side?
do it though.
What about just 2 right side? Do you think
That's
you
better than nothing, but
Yeah.
do you really, really, really need it? Probably not.
Well, we'll
If
see.
you're quick on the wheel, I think you'll be okay.
As these guys get kind of slowly stacked back up here, we're going to be headed back to that green flag here in just a moment. But again, we have to do a big shout out to paints by Special Ed. Unfortunately, these couple of cautions, he's been involved in it, but Eddie Murray, go check him out there on Trading Paints. Go get yourself a great paint job completed by him, and man, there's nothing better than supporting your own local driver.
Yeah, and race sponsor. So, thanks a lot, Eddie. We appreciate you.
Yeah, he's been in enough incidents. He's going to have to get the paintbrush back out and work it over. I'm looking at Eric Stoy in the 20 car. Beautiful paint job. Never forget.
Yeah, Brad Mashburn in that 90 truck, 2 laps down. I'm not sure. I think he was involved in the incident. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the lucky dog or a wave around. It looks like that's already done.
Yeah, but it's good to see him back out there on track. He did have to tow, so he is currently stuck. It looks like a couple laps down here.
Yeah, 2 laps.
Same thing with Eddie Murray. He's stuck a couple laps down as well. So these guys are And maybe hoping for a couple more cautions as this thing gets ready to go back to green flag racing. You got Brandon Eastman up there on the front inside line. He's got Cody Staten there on his outside. And Derek Rowdy Puckett in that 8 truck. Oh, as the 39 drifts up the track, maybe to gather that momentum from that top line a little quicker than that bottom line, and he'll move right back down. Oh, as the 8 and the 15 almost have a little bit of a meeting.
Yeah, them Statons, watch them. They're sticking together. The 39 of Eastman went down to the inside line, but look at Stone Hutchinson. He's going to catch up. He's got help behind him. So that outside line's about to get back rolling here with the Statons leading the way.
22 laps left here out of the 55 that these drivers started here with, and man, they've been all action-packed, and you know nobody really given an inch here, which has been absolutely fantastic. Looks like that 10 truck still got a little bit of work to do to catch up to those Staten cars, as Cody Staten being pushed by Zachary. But you got the 8 of Puckett pushing Eastman. And looks like that bottom line's kind of got together a little bit better, but that top line's still not going away.
Yeah, Josh Moore sticking with them guys up front. That 51 truck.
Oh, that's a 12 goes around.
Austin Johnson. Oh, my goodness.
Looked like Kevin Winker might have got turned there.
See, Austin Johnson, the 12,
Was it?
went and hit the inside wall really hard.
Yeah, it was, wow. And
We'll just
no caution.
No caution. We'll go back and take a quick look at that. Oh, the field kind of checked up right in front of him, and he got a little bit of a bump there as he goes down into that wall. And, man, unfortunate for him, especially with the no caution. But, these guys are going to still drive it out. Looks like the 42 of Kevin Winker was able to stay out of trouble there, but that's also going to leave the Statons out there on the outside. They've got a whole lot of help as...
Oh, Stone hanging.
And why wouldn't they?
He's got help behind him, though, so we know the determination that 10 truck.
The 88 gets the clear signal from the spotter and moves down instantly. He was not cleared by that much, but that's all right. Brandon Eastman now working his way up to that outside right in front of Stone, so he's talking to Stone now, saying, "Hey, let's get these boys back. Come on now."
Yeah, wasn't it the Statons versus the Earps at the OK Corral? They just sound like cowboys. But man, this turned out to be a good one now.
Man, so much give and take up here in front. 39 of Eastman jumped up there in front of Stone and try to get something going as Eastman throws a little bit of side draft down on the 88. So
I think there's going to be a lot more take as we start getting the final, 10 laps or so. But so far, give and take at this point.
A lot more side drafting going on than we saw earlier in the race. Kind of a sign of things to come, I think, is the 8's trying to side draft the upper line. The 39's trying to side draft the lower line.
Oh, as these guys go wiggling and weaving, the 42 having to check up a big
Huge
time. As that bottom line got a massive run, and that's kind of one of the things you have to watch out for. And you see these Statons just kind of inching their way along up here at the front. And normally at these super speedways, we kind of see like a lazy Susan, right? We'll see cars come up to the front, drift their way back, and then move back up to the front. But other than the top 8 or so kind of doing that a little bit, we really haven't seen too much. I mean, Stone Hutchinson and Derek Puckett both being the kind of big movers up 15 and 11 respectively. So, other than that, people have kind of relatively stayed in just about the same spot where they started here.
Yeah, and Bill D on YouTube pulling for Josh Moore. That's the pole sitter, now sitting back in 15th place, but still the last car in the lead lap. So it's not over for Mr. Josh Moore at all. So
He looked like he was able to keep it off the wall with when we had that 12 kind of go down and get all kind of discombobulated. As Brandon Eastman still trying to get Stone in that outside line, getting together to make a big charge here towards that front. But that 8 of Derek Puckett, he seems to be liking hitting that little bit of a yellow apron line and getting a little loose in these corners. So that's going to hurt in the long run. That's going to hurt that bottom line.
yeah, that's one of the things about Daytona. It's a very sharp difference between the racing surface and that flat apron, Adam.
Yeah, no. And I think they've tightened up quite a bit, and it's causing a little bit of drafting issues. You know, I was talking about how they were holding their line earlier, but now it's almost like a centipede effect. You know, that game from the 1980s, so you go to the arcade, it's kind of looks like that sometimes coming on to the straightaways. So, and I think that's just because of how tight they're racing right now.
You can definitely see that bottom line has come down quite a bit to that. You know, the gap between the lines has definitely closed. Originally, you could probably, you know, almost fit another truck in there, and now that is definitely not the case.
Yeah, as the laps tick down. Well, they got about 14 laps when they hit the line here.
Yeah, they're driving like they got to be home to watch cops at 4.
Can't miss cop.
As Eastman getting a big run on that outside, just barely clear of the 15. Moves down right in front of him, so a little bit of a payback for his teammate there doing it. But again, once again, Stone unfortunately kind of being left there to his own devices on that outside. But you know, he does have a little bit of help as looks like that 39 and the 15 try to drift up and block whatever attempt of a run that they might get.
If Stone could figure out a way to go down there and pinch them inside trucks just a little bit, like he's kind of trying to do right now, put a little side draft on him, it'll do nothing but help him here. As he's got a couple trucks, it looks like they're willing to push him. Yeah, I can't. Eastman and the Statons going round and round, taking turns passing each other here. Let's see if the 10 truck can get up here and mix it up a little bit.
And you can kind of see there, Brandon actually doing a very good job up there as the leader, drifting up the track just a little bit on these straightaways. Not enough to allow the Statons to take a peek inside. Oh, as we get all a little bit of loosey-goosey going on. But that causes a turbulence in that side draft, and it stalls out that top line. So Brandon Eastman kind of showing some veteran knowledge here.
Yeah, and the 4 of Stumpy had contacted the wall a couple of times. Once a lap or two ago, and then oh no, we got a wreck. 42's inside wall.
And there's
Kevin
no
Winker, your
caution.
series leader.
With 12 laps to go and no caution there, Kevin Winker is definitely going to be not too thrilled about that one, as he had a very kind of a poor result last week as well. So, champ to... Oh, man! As Stone gets into the wall, we're like 4 or 5 wide, and there it is.
Big one.
There's the big one.
And it was just got loose. Everybody got loose. I think Stone got kind of like pit maneuvered there, and wow, it happened.
Gonna have to take a big rewind on that, as that was kind of brewing for a while. We're gonna have to use the chopper cam to kind of see what goes on. Oh, as Eastman was drifting up, same with Cody, and the room just ran out, and so that left Stone and a whole bunch of people left to kind of figure stuff out. Got people
Moved up the block, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he made a block, Eastman?
Yeah, it
In the
looks like
39?
he went up for a block.
Oh, a little early for a block, but I like it.
And we'll take another look
Well,
at
10 to go.
take another look
maybe
at that
it'll-
from the roll bar of Mr. Tim Rivers. He got a little bit of contact with Stone. It manages to keep it straight, so he's got some damage, but he's able to somehow drive through that without too much more than what he already had.
Well, my point is this. Maybe Brandon Eastman's going to start a fight. I mean, that was a block. I thought it was a block. I didn't want to say it. You said it, Mr. English. So
I didn't say he was starting a fight. You said that.
no, you said he was blocking. So I said let's start fighting.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's part of racing. A little early though. I agree. You might have tried that on lap, 4 or 5 to go instead of 10 to go. But hey, it's fun stuff, man.
We talk about how clean these guys race, but it is kind of fun to see them mix it up. A caution or two here and there. They ain't no big deal, They got fast repairs for a reason here.
Yeah, and the Staten boys, they'll be fine. But they're coming for him, I think, at this point.
The Navy man said, when they wrecked, I thought for a moment that Kyle Busch was driving out there.
I don't know. Is that a compliment or no? Probably not.
He'd probably take that a couple different ways.
Yeah, I mean, some people love the M&Ms, man.
There's 5 sides to every story anyway.
That's true. So, I'm not going to blame anyone for this, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, when it's ticking down and there's 11 laps or so to go, maybe you do throw a block just to try to slow the momentum of that outside line. We've seen all night how the outside line, when they get that big run, they're able to drop 1 or 2 cars down there in front of the inside line. So they're making it work. So hey, man, desperate times, desperate measures, and
yeah, that's just like a Yahtzee.
And with the 42 of Winker getting involved in that accident, being the last car on the lead lap right now, we may have some guys that are counting on fighting for that series lead, the points lead. So we'll have to see how that pans out after this race.
And that's going to also bring Stumpy up onto the lead lap. I know. I think he had some issues earlier on. Eddie Murray still trapped a lap down. Brad Mashburn still trapped a couple laps. And again, unfortunate for Owen Altobello and Gregory Turner, both having kind of unfortunate nights here. Owen calling it on lap 13, and Gregory Turner just having can't even call it a misclick, just
like a brain fart. I mean, just forgetting to check your fast repair. I've done it before too. It's a terrible feeling though when you pull into your pit box and you see the timer and you're like, why aren't y'all fixing my car? Where's my instant fast repair? And then you realize it and your heart just sinks.
As we're going to be going back to green flag racing here with 8 laps to go. We're going to have Brandon Eastman starting us on that inside. Zachary Staten starting on that outside. Cody Staten's going to be diagonally across from his partner there. And Derek Puckett's going to be starting in that second row as well. Andrew Hansley the 4th. Joshua Moore, they're going to be up there as well. So this race definitely is not over yet, and just in case it comes down to it, I believe we have 3 green-white checkers.
I believe so. Check him out, Miss Carroll. Andrew hasn't disappointed. He's moved all the way up to 5th place, so being that 3rd car on the inside line, he might be able to make something happen here too. So watch that 24, Andrew Hansley.
And right now, him and Derek Puckett, they're both up 13 spots, tied for kind of hard charger of the race, as the pace truck's going to be peeling down pit road one more time here, right in front of these guys, getting ready to take this thing back to this green flag. Brandon Eastman on that inside, getting a little bit of a push.
Ooh.
As we got a...
24 didn't go.
It looked like
He's on the apron.
It looked like the 24 might have started in the wrong gear or something.
Oh.
As
damn it, we jinxed him.
Yeah, as that 15 trying to push the 39, but the 8 is pushing the 88, and that bottom line is slowly coming together as cars try to figure out which line they want to be in. That 88's getting a big time push from Derek, and he's able to slide down and right in front of Brandon, and that's kind of leave the 8 out there with a little bit of help from the 46. We've seen the 46 do a pretty good job pushing here as these guys kind of close in here on the final few laps.
And how do you want to be? Do you want to be smashed in between two of the Staten boys?
No!
I don't think so at this point.
That's exactly what the 8 was thinking when he pushed Zachary Staten up there to the lead. He was like, man, I got to split up the Statens. And as we've seen, the 8 of Rowdy Puckett's one of the best side drafters in the field. So, see, that 8 is going to sit there, and he's going to put air on the spoiler of every one of those cars on the inside until the who's behind him, 46 Rivers, until Rivers can push him up there. Mark my words, that 8's going to go to the lead.
As he's slowly crawling his way up there. That 46 trying to get something to happen. As you can see the 8 pinching down for everything that it's worth. You also got the 20 of Eric Stoy back up there at the front. He's trying to help out that top line as well. But these guys, man, they're not giving too much room to each other now.
Bold predictions. I like it. But I do see what you're saying with Rowdy Bucket. He loves the side draft, don't he? He's not afraid to get on that fender.
Yeah, he does, and he's able to do it without wrecking anybody. It looked like
it's
Stoy
a 20 getting stuck on that outside, so we're 3 wide here. He's going to have to try to figure out how to fall back in the line because he's really not going to be able to go anywhere. There we go. Just able to fall back down as the 40.
That was a situation of, do I hit the guy in front of me or do I make it 3 wide? And he went 3 wide. So, but they're back in order now, and they got a big run coming. Bay Area Rob back there too. Is that him?
Oh, it's the 39 drifts up the track right in front of the 8.
That's the 28 of Henry Wyndham. I'm sorry, in that 28. I'm not going to mention the sponsor on that car because I'm an LSU man. One of y'all can, I guess. 28 of Henry Wyndham. I'm sorry.
Good to see him up at the front. He was kind of sitting right around the 10th to 12th spot during most of this race, so he's making a move here kind of late. As the 15, the 8 comes down a little bit too much for the 15's liking, and 15 kind of shooting down to that apron. Somehow manages to hold it, and we're still 2 wide racing. As the 12 gets turned around.
Took out Bay Area Rob.
Bay Area Rob.
408 got taken out there.
12 of Austin Johnson's probably tired of spinning across the grass tonight.
Take a look back here. It looks like
Stone got some front end damage on that, I think.
Stone was working up in that middle. The 12 was on that far outside and came down just a little bit, and that will do it as he's backwards going into the pit lane. And come on, man, you're right there. Might as well hit your pit box while you're right there.
Well, now I think we're going to start seeing
a
little bit of frustration. You know, as nice as these guys are, you know, this is where the frustration happens a little bit.
Yeah, and you know what? That's also going to bring out our first green-white checker, I believe.
Wow.
The Statens are still going to be split up here. I'm sorry, Adam. Go ahead.
No, I'm just using my brain, which isn't very good. I was just trying to see how many green-white checkers these guys had. And I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
It can't be as damaged as mine. It might be.
I'm guessing it is. But yeah, go ahead with the Staten boys there, English.
Well, all I was saying was they're going to restart getting split up again here. Derek Puckett, watch this 8 truck starting on the outside here. Worked his way up from 17th place. So...
Well, I mean, we already can tell he's your favorite. We got some takers coming down here in pit road. I don't know if it's because they're damaged or they're doing some strategy. I know Bay Area Rob is damaged.
Yeah, and the 12.
Sounds like Stone Hutchison was given an EOL here.
Hopefully he comes in to use a fast repair because I think he probably has some front end damage after smacking that truck that was coming down in front of him there sideways.
Now, what do his fans have to say? I'm sure they're not happy with him getting an EOL. Maybe they want to fight someone.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. I'm sure they'll make their voices known
Yeah,
here.
so-
We do have a little bit of a delay, so
It's a feisty group, the Stone, but he's got some good fans.
but hopefully he comes in and takes advantage of that fast repair. He should have a couple left, I believe.
Yeah, he's had a clean race, except for that last little incident. He's still up 5 spots where he's sitting today.
Yeah.
Right now at 14th. So, yeah,
Did we talk?
if he finishes now, he still had a successful race. You know?
Yeah, that's true. We've talked about it before. I mean, if you've got a little bit of aero damage, these trucks are so drafty that as long as you're not leading a line, you can still keep up with the pack. You still keep up with the truck in front of you. But if Stone wants to get out there and lead a line or lead the race, he's not going to be able to do it even with a little bit of aero damage. So maybe he'll come down and get it fixed. Maybe not.
No, I don't
we'll
think
see.
he is. He's not going to. But there are 3 green-white checker chances at this track, so this is the first one.
Yeah, our first attempt as these guys get all stacked back up and ready. If we've seen anything happens on these green-white checkers, especially from these guys.
It's been such a fun race to call. So much action and so much, you could see the strategy that these guys are, they're finding somebody to run with. You can tell who the good pushers are, who the side drafters are, who the teammates are. It's made for a really enjoyable race to call. So this HCK Beagles Superspeedway League is a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully we get some more and more viewers and maybe get some more sponsors. If you own a small business or something you want to plug, get a hold of these guys. Message Gregory Turner 5 on iRacing or find their Facebook page and send them a message. Let them know you're interested. Every little bit can help as we know with Eddie Murray here.
Yeah, we're getting close here to the pace truck coming off, but I'd keep an eye on Brandon Eastman, 39 car. I think he's having a heck of a day. So that's just my pick. I know you're with Rowdy, so let's see what happens.
We'll see.
We'll have
Could be
to
somebody
see as Zachary Staten and Rowdy are going to lead the 2 lines to this line. Green flags waving. Only a few laps left here to go unless we go into some more overtime. So everybody getting some bonus here as the 88 getting a massive run there. He's got to wait for that bottom line to kind of catch up to him. It looks like that 39 will, and he's going to look to that outside, trying to get a little bit of help of a closing number 8. And
So many guys changing lanes.
oh, as we're 3 wide. There's big contact. Somehow they saved it for a second, and then we got a complete mess. I think we're still green though. No yellow flag yet.
Puckett and Rivers both ate it hard.
So it's the 88 getting a big run on that 39 as the 39 had no help there. He's going to sneak down to that bottom line. 88 is going to throw a big time block. But watch out. We got the 20 on that outside as we take this white flag. This thing's going to end on this lap. No more cautions. And we're all stacked back up, ready to kind of see how this one finishes off. We've seen some aggressive driving here, especially late. So now you got that 39 trying to figure out, man, did I just waste an opportunity? As Stoy's working on that outside line. Oh, we got more contact behind him. Looks like that was the 10 of Hutchinson and 33 of Murray.
33.
As we also got another car through the grass as Stoy's trying to get something going on that outside, get a little bit of run on that 88. The 39.
Push him.
The 39 pushing that 88 as hard as he can. Oh, breaking him loose. We're going to be too wide. Oh, as the 88 goes down through into the grass. It's going to be a race to the line, and it's going to be Oh man, Eric Stoy pulling this
It's gonna be
one.
Eric Story
Gonna be Eric Stoy pulling
in
this
that
one.
patriotic paint.
Wow.
Man, we're gonna have
What an
to
amazing finish.
we're gonna have to take a look back at that one. Holy moly!
Yeah, there's a lot of blocking going on. And that means fights. I like that. There was a lot of blocking on both ends. 39 of Eastman and Staten, and ooh,
Eric
got a
Story in
little
that patriotic 911 tribute paint in that 20 car, or 20 truck, I'm sorry, goes from 8th to win this in first place, and 400ths of a second behind him is 39 of Eastman.
well, how about Staten? Zachary Staten coming off the grass and missing up the track to get third place, man.
Full sending it up into the field to take home third.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Don't bother with the ambulances. You're gonna need a couple of hearses, I think, here in the tri-oval.
Yeah, at least it was after the race. You could always history was made, even though you died.
Didn't work out too well for Stonewall Jackson either.
We're gonna give these guys a couple of minutes to kind of cool down after that exciting finish before we bring them in here, and I think we're gonna start off with our second place finisher, Brandon Eastman. Let's see if he's available. Hey, Brandon, got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Dude, talk about a crazy, exciting finish there. I mean, blocks were being thrown, contact all around, and man, you did so much work up there at the front. You were up there all day, man, and that was just an all-around exciting race.
That was a fun race to be a part of. It was. I had a death grip on the steering wheel. It felt like the whole race, but it was a lot of fun. And give you WC Farms a shout out again, and took them for another ride and finished second. But I don't know where Stoy came from. I think that was who won the race, but I don't know where he came from at the end. But it was pretty crazy.
We got Colby Eastman and Chuck Eastman both pulling for you. Greg Turner also pulling for you in that in that 39 truck. Talk about not this caution, or maybe the last caution, when the outside line was kind of making a run and you moved up there to kind of kill their momentum. We didn't really see that as an unnecessary block. We just thought, hey, when you got 11 laps to go, you got to do what you got to do. Did you see it the same way?
Well, it was probably a little bit of aggressive. I just knew the Stanton boys were behind us, and I didn't have no teamwork up there, so I was trying to defend on my own up there, and I was trying to keep the lead, but it might have been a little unnecessary at the time, but I was just trying to stay up there as long as I could.
Good on you, man. Congrats on the P2.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. All the blocking and stuff at the end. That was, man. And yes, where Story came from. Y'all were down there doing WWE moves on each other, so he just kind of slid on through. But really cool, fun ending to that racing. Hey, congrats, man.
Yeah, I thought I was going to race 88 there for the win, and I jumped on the outside of him, and all of a sudden I saw another truck come up there. I'm like, well, I guess 88 might have sent through the grass there, so it was a fun, exciting race. My heart was beating.
I'm sure it was, and I look forward to nothing but even more of the same happening next week at Talladega. And man, again, good job getting the P2 here today, and we look forward to hearing from you.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
All right,
Florida man.
We'll move on up to the big boys. That's their racing team, and Zachary Staten. Zach, you got a copy?
Yeah.
So got to give you credit with you and Cody. You guys worked together pretty well there in those closing laps to give you a chance here at the end. But again, the biggest props has to go to somehow trying to find a way to keep that truck pointed at that checker line, coming through the grass to finish here in third, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, that was the cleanest result. Not super proud of that. I'm kind of surprised I made it to the line in third place. Be happy with that, but I got to apologize to all the guys that I wrecked. I didn't know anyone was down there. Just coming for the win. But yeah, it was definitely nice to be up there leading laps and having a shot to win at the end. So
Yeah, well, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It was just hard racing there. And it was fun to watch the battle between you and Eastman up front there. A lot of little blocking. I mean, can you describe what was going on those last few laps? It looked pretty interesting from our perspective.
yeah, well, the whole race, I don't know, they updated something, and the whole race, it was just you couldn't push anybody without getting them squirrely, and coming to the end, that's all we're gonna be doing. So it was hard to pass people out there tonight. Just with this new package, whatever they did, not sure, but it was definitely a completely different race than what we've ran the last couple weeks, and it was fun trying to figure it out. But it was almost a track position race. You had to be up there at the end to even have a shot, and that just kind of got everyone squirrely, and it was fun race and fun to have a shot at the end.
All right, well, man, again, congratulations on finishing here in third. And we don't get too many times we can ask questions and whatnot. But are you and Cody brothers or cousins or something? Or
Yeah. Cody's my little brother. We got hooked on iRacing over Christmas time, and we found this league, and we've been trying to team up and get some wins here.
awesome, man.
Y'all are doing a good job of it. Fun to watch. Hey, congrats. It was really fun race, and you were a big part of it up front.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all you do.
Hey Brown, the iRacing scoring is showing Henry Wyndham finishing third. I didn't know if you wanted to pull him up just to talk to him, because I don't know what the scoring difference is between the SDK deal and iRacing, but iRacing scoring Wyndham in third.
Oh, all right. So
Your call, boss.
all right. So we'll have a surprise interview here with Mr. Henry Wyndham. Henry, you got a copy?
He gone.
Well, you know what? It's super confusing when you look at both of these different platforms, and I don't know. I'm just going with what I saw out there. Looked like Zachary Staten was in third, but hey, on iRacing, it's not even showing him. He's showing him way down there in 16th. So there's probably some bugs in the system.
Man.
Yeah,
All right.
cool.
So then we'll try to pull in our race leader, Mr. Eric Stoy. Eric, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Dude, talk about kind of coming out of nowhere there. I mean, we saw you lurking around up there in that kind of top 5, top 6, just about all race. But man, you somehow managed to find yourself a gap to get yourself a win here tonight. Congratulations on picking this thing up.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a crazy ride. Just trying to be patient as much as possible. I guess that's the big key about Daytona or any super speedway. Just try to be patient and stay out of the big one.
Yeah, we enjoyed watching you. We tried to call a little bit of your race tonight, but called a little bit more of it as you moved up towards the front little by little. And man, sometimes you don't have to be quite as good like me. You just have to be lucky. Because I've never been good at these plate tracks, but I've been lucky a few times. And you were right place, right time. But one thing that me and Adam both remarked on was your awesome 911 tribute paint on your car tonight. We sure appreciate seeing that. And talk a little bit about those last lap or two.
Well, thank you for that. I spent a lot of time on that paint scheme because I raced on Saturday. And,
Yeah, it looks great.
I decided, well, it's 9/11, might as well pay a little tribute since it was 20 years since. But yeah, the last laps, man, I don't know, just trying to be patient, watching people's moves, see where they're going where no one else is. Usually coming around turn 4, that's where everyone just tries to fit in holes, and I fit in the right hole.
Yeah, and we were talking to, I think it was Eastman, and he didn't know where you came from. I said, well, y'all two were blocking each other and doing WWF moves on each other, and he just slid on through. So, hey, congrats. You saw what was going on, and you made a nice move to win this thing. It was a really fun race to call and watch.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. It was a fun race to be a part of.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations picking up the win here today. That's definitely going to help you out in that championship points, and we look forward to seeing what you got for the remainder of this short leg of the season.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys.
All right, so then we startled him a little bit, but he decided to come back down and join us. That's Mr. Henry Wyndham. It looks like iRacing's got you scored here for third. My scoring thing had Zachary there coming, through the grass, but man, congratulations on picking up a third here. We kind of saw a little bit of a little hecticness coming to that line.
Yeah, I was trying to push Stoy up there, and then he just kind of cut inside, so I kind of lost my draft. And yeah, it was hectic. I didn't know where 88 came from. I was shocked because it had me as fourth, and then when they told me I was third, I would look back at the replay and I see where I came in at third at. But it was hectic coming around. It was no openings either the whole race, so it was good racing.
Yeah, and it's a little bit narrower track, than Talladega or iRacing Superspeedway, so not as much room to run wide. But did you think that outside line had a little bit of better advantage during the race, or were you an inside line guy?
No, I like the outside, especially Daytona. It just seems to just gel real good, especially with these trucks. You seem to get a quicker run quicker than you do on the inside. So I love running the outside line on Daytona.
Yes, sir. Well, we sure as hell enjoyed watching you run, and congrats on the P3 as iRacing scores it, which that's what I think's important.
Yeah, it gets confusing because there was such mayhem at the end. But you're up 7 spots. There was a couple guys up 7 spots, so you're all kind of hard chargers. But yeah, you stuck with it. That was got a little rough and nasty at the end, but it's a really clean race, and you had a clean one, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. This is actually the same spot I got the first time you guys broadcasted for us as well as third place at Daytona. So it was weird.
Oh, come on.
I think we're
come
good,
on, we're your rabbit's foot, man.
We're good luck. Good luck team.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna end it with a roll tide. I'm gonna end it with that.
Okay, I got you. I'm not gonna say anything to that, but congratulations.
I heard you podcast about LSU.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that one.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my Tigers this year either, so we all right there.
No problem. Thank you guys for the broadcasting.
All right, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, man. All right. So that will.
Oh man, he got me.
Brown, and it just gets a little confusing with 10 cars crash at the end. I don't know who won or who did what, but it sure was fun.
Yeah. So what I'll do is instead of pulling up my normal finishing, I'll just go by what the iRacing has it officially scored as, and they can kind of figure it out here at the end. And Eric, there's no question though, for first and second, you got Eric Stoy being able to pick up the win here today. Just kind of coming out of nowhere from lurking there mid pack and finding his way up through. So big time win for Eric Stoy. Bernie Eastman able to hang on and finish here in second. Henry Wyndham somehow sneaking out, managing to get a third place here finish today. Then you got Joshua Moore kind of coming back from a little bit of some problems. He manages to finish here in fourth. Looks like Brad in the 31 is able to finish here in fifth, with Austin Johnson finishing in sixth. And seventh, you've got Cody Staten, and then in eighth, you got Michael Grenolds. And ninth, you got Bay Area Rob, and rounding out your top 10 is Andrew Hansley the fourth. And you know what? I just figured out why. I think it's because Zachary Staten went through pits and might have gotten a black flag. That's why he's being scored towards the end of the pack here.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, Miss Carroll will be happy that Andrew finished in the top 10. As you got the 90 of Brad Mashburn finishing 11th. The 42 of Kevin Winker, he needed a better finish today, but he got 12th. We'll see when the standings come out here. As soon as this race closes out, I'm sure everybody's going to be looking to see what the iRacing point standings are going to look like, but it's likely that Kevin Winker may lose his lead tonight as he finishes there in 12th place. The number 4 of Stumpy in 13th. The 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett ended up 14th. He ran up front so much tonight. And hey, that's what happens at plate tracks, man. Anything can happen. And he ended up 14th tonight. And rounding out your top 15, our race sponsor, Special Ed Murray in the 33, that Remington painted car. In 15th place. He started in 20th, so still up 5 spots. Congrats to Ed.
Yeah, and here's where the controversy is. So on one screen, it's got Zachary Staten 88, 16th, and on another, it's got him 3rd. So we'll wait for the official results, but 16th for Zachary Staten. Tim Rivers, 46 car, 17th. Oh, Stone Hutchinson, number 10, 1 lap down, 18th place, Skull Bandit Machine. Shout out to all his people out there. Owen Altabello, I know he had a rough one, disconnected early, 19th. And then Gregory Turner, Little Rimmer, 69. He also had an issue with a fast repair deal, and he's going to round it out in 20th place.
And that will do us here from Daytona tonight. Definitely stay tuned for next week when these guys go to Talladega. You can also tune into the M.TV broadcast tomorrow night as the Vigilante Racing Series kind of has a redo of their opener at Miami Homestead tomorrow night. Due to the issues with the iRacing update, they had to push it back a week. So they're getting their season started on Wednesday, so definitely tune in to that one. But like I said, that's all the racing we got here today. Another big thanks to Paints by Special Ed. Go check him out on Trading Paints. He's got quite a few good ones up there. I'm sure if you contacted him, he could do some customization and kind of get you whatever you could want. For Alan English and Adam Turner, I'm Alan Brown, and for tonight, we're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.
Go Tigers.
Boomer Sooner.